those are the things that you have to eliminate. A perfect game for a quarterback, any quarterback, is 0 turnovers. And that's protecting the football, and that's the guy that has the ball every single snap, and he's got to do a great job with that. And to me, that starts with that. And then obviously avoiding of sacks and negative plays and operation and all the things that comes along with the hardest position in sport. And we recognize that.
That was Bears head coach Matt Eberflus talking about Justin Fields, who has had issues with turnovers all season long. Fields and the Bears taking on the Detroit Lions today at home. And joining us now is Kevin Powell from WGN Radio and the host of the WGN Radio Football Podcast. Kevin, good to see you.
It's good to see you.
And so hopefully the Bears are refreshed and rested.
Yep.
What do they need to do to build on that last big win?
Well, finish. And they outplayed Detroit, the first place Detroit Lions, for about 56 minutes the last time they met just 3 weeks ago. And it collapsed late. The defense had some breakdowns. They had some conservative play calling in that game as well. Matt Eberflus really doesn't have a signature win on his resume, however you want to define signature win, but really beating a good team and a real feel-good victory for the Bears. I know they're coming off a win against Minnesota. There was some ugliness in that game, and there was the turnovers from Justin Fields, but he did find a way to close that game out. Justin Fields, I just want to say this, he's handled himself like a complete professional.
Yeah, I heard a little clip of him talking this week and talking about how, he's not defined by football. This is what he does.
Right.
And you think about the pressure. Sure, these guys get paid a ton of money, but, they are risking their bodies.
Yep.
And there's so much pressure on them. And he's been so classy in how he's handled it.
I completely agree. And the big picture stuff, we don't know what his future is with the Bears. We don't know what Matt Eberflus's future is with the Bears. Ryan Poles, the general manager, who I think is safe, but we don't know the future either when it comes to that. But I think Justin Fields has handled it all very well. He did basically, respond to questions about the future this week at Halas Hall, and he talked about it and was open about it, and I thought gave some great insight into what his future might be with the Bears. And I think if you're a Bears fan, people are kind of juggling this idea. It's okay, if they have the top overall pick, which it's looking more and more likely like they will, do you move on from Justin Fields? Or do you draft a quarterback? Do you stick with Justin Fields and build around him? And do you trade that top overall pick? I think most bitter Bears fans will think whatever they decide to do will be the wrong decision. Because it's the Bears. But I do think Justin has handled it about as well as somebody can. We've talked all season, Gaynor. I am high on Justin Fields. I think physically his ability to throw and run, of course, is really unmatched. I mean, there's not many quarterbacks that can do what Justin Fields can do on the football field. So whatever they decide to do, it's not necessarily a bad position to be in. I mean, they're probably going to have the top overall pick in back-to-back seasons. That doesn't happen often. And if you are going to trade that top overall pick, you're essentially trading Caleb Williams, the quarterback out of USC. So you can get a whole lot for it. I would be completely fine if the Bears decide to build around Justin Fields because I am high on Justin Fields. But I think today, when you look at this matchup with Detroit, they are a first-place team. We haven't seen this often, right? Like the Lions are running away with the division. They're trying to wrap things up.
It's odd, right?
It's odd. It's the Lions. It'd be like if the Bears were in first place, Yeah. So can they win today? Yeah, I think they can win today. The Bears open up as 3-point underdogs, so Vegas thinks it's going to be a close game.
And they're at home for the first time in a long time.
It's felt like a long time since they've been at Soldier Field, over a month since they last played on the lakefront. So, look, I think it'll be a competitive game. I think they can be in it. Let's see if they can get that signature win for Matt Eberflus and for Justin Fields. And to beat a first-place team at home, I think would be great. But big picture questions remain with this team, but I think absolutely they can win this one today. Am I picking them to win? I don't know about that, but I mean, just 3 weeks ago they basically outplayed the Lions for much of that game.
So they just got to finish today.
Got to finish today.
All right, we'll see. Thank you, Kevin. It's always good to see you, and you can listen to Kevin on WGN Radio weekdays from 1 until 7. We'll be right back.